So this looks pretty solid, guys. Um, I expected some sort of high here, so you could consider this a high. We're so close, and when you have like something happen like on the end of on the edge of one of these readings, sometimes what you'll do is you'll need to get rid of that one piece of the reading because they blend into each other's. So this is pretty significant high, right? And it was a failed attempt to break through resistance, which I expected up here, but it's down here, obviously. And you can see how both yesterday and today we revisited this resistance level from the third, which was that Ace of Swords price level. Guys, if you're new to the channel, we're going to cover S&P, we're going to cover Bitcoin. By that point, there'll be some other people asking questions. We'll add additional tickers in crypto. It's unlimited questions for the hour. It's a regular scheduled hour. If you want to ask questions, all you got to do is sign up as a member on our YouTube channel, Tarot for Traders. $50 a month, unlimited questions. It's like ridiculously undervalued, like ridiculously. Why is it that cheap? Because it's important to me that there's people that need to make money, not just people who have money and know how to make money and can give me money, but more importantly, the people who need to make money because they don't have a lot. This information's there to help them. So, $50 a month, if you can't do $50 a month, then you probably shouldn't be trading, you know what I mean? In any case, it's unlimited questions. You know where to go, you know what to do. Most importantly, whether or not you sign up, make sure that if you're utilizing the information from this channel, you should be following through on the channel's rule of karma, which is super, super important. I'm actually going to do a video showing a graph of a subscriber's profits over time when they're following rule of karma versus not following rule of karma, the projection of how their profits will go. And it's pretty much a metaphysical truth. I mean, there's a lot to metaphysics that's real, my friends. So, what you put out, you get back threefold minimum. All right, so this definitely looks like matter of fact, we probably have a higher price level on Monday, but it'll start from a lower price level than where we're at. We'll have this notable rally higher. Yeah. So we should have a pretty notable decline from roughly this price level here. Matter of fact, on Monday, we should rally into that and then have a pretty notable decline out of it. I'm going to mark off today's resistance as the Ace of Swords on the 1 month, which, if you're new to the channel, Astro Meta Analysis, there's an actual science and a system to it. It's not like I'm just guessing based on cards, contrary to what a novice might believe, or somebody not initiated, if you will. But you can go and you can see all of those. Like when I say, oh, this card means this, and I'm looking at a chart and it lines up with what's on the chart, you might be skeptical if you're new to the channel and be like, oh, well, he could just be making that up based on the chart. My friends, go to our website, tarotfortraders.com. It's 100% free to sign up, and you can check the definition of all of the cards. It's here for you to see. This stuff is not made up. It's developed by looking at chart versus reading, chart versus reading, chart versus reading, chart versus reading. I could go on and on and on and on for 1,000 times, and that still be 100% truth. Like, I did so many readings by the hour of the S&P 500 and looked at the daily chart by the hour. These cards all are legit, and this is the most information you'll find about specific to trading, based on, pertaining to tarot and trading. Most in-depth information you'll find anywhere. If there's more in-depth place, let me know. I'd love to see it. Like, 100% would love to. So what we've got is this rally. Interesting. Yeah, it's a pretty notable rally on a multi-day scale. Reason being, like, check it out. And this is the type of stuff that I'm going to go into in depth in the Investor Profit University that we're launching in 2025. It's a school teaching metaphysics using the stock market, and what you learn by doing that is how to trade this information successfully. Because, my friends, metaphysics is something that can be and is being used practically in the real world by people who are open to a fifth dimensional idea or a multi-dimensional reality. If you don't believe that stuff, you can never see this stuff. It's just, that's how it is. But here it is for those of you that need to see it to believe it. We've got something like 3,000 almost videos on YouTube. Every single one of those predictions is measurable with a chart. Get at it. That's how you'll see it. Yeah, so what I would do, okay, you probably could get into a short position here. Yeah, you could get into a short position here. We're going to open significantly lower. Let me see what the daily's got for me. Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%. We're going to open significantly lower. Look, this is a cross-root incongruency right here with the reverse clairvoyant anchors, right? This coin, this is the cash out coin. Right here on the cusp of the 4th, 5th, cash out coin. So you might even be able to close out of a short at the end of the day today if you were to have gotten into one at this Princess of Swords price level, right? This resistance that we met midday between 12 and 1, right? We were at a high between 12 and 1. And we declined from it, revisited it, declined from it, revisited it, declined from it, revisited it again. Excuse me. That, in essence, is what you can expect when you see a Princess of Swords or an Ace of Swords price level. This is an important price level on a multi-day scale based on the science card. Matter of fact, we have this marked off here. I'm going to move it here, though. This is more accurate. And so my sense is, oh, you know what? This cash out is probably, the cash outs, yeah, it's there on the 7th as well. So this is telling me this low at the end of the day is taking place here in the morning. So I would expect us to be at this rally into a high. I said earlier on chat that I expected us to move to the downside, but based on what's transpired and looking at that cross-reading congruency, when you see it kind of like matching up at the end of one reading and then the very next reading at the beginning, that's telling you about it down. You know, it's important to understand that that's for the following trading day. So we're likely going to be at a high, attempting to establish support around that resistance level that we have marked off in yellow on the chart, and then open at a significant low. It was a sharp drop, price swinging in the pre-market into the open, a peak right around the beginning, and then a decline from that peak at the open into a cash out opportunity at a low for the day. That would be a pretty good place to cash out, although it does appear that you'll have a second opportunity to do so. Don't wait for that opportunity. It doesn't make sense. But if you miss the first opportunity, don't get scared out. There's another one, probably just after, just the early part of the afternoon session. Guys, I mean, if you follow the channel, the October stuff came out pretty late, actually. Some of the dailies still aren't out. They're going to be coming out tonight and tomorrow. Along with, there's a bunch of 2025s that'll be coming out. Tonic, that's Tectonic, Harmony 1, AMC, Mana. Those definitely, probably Bitcoin. All of this stuff will be coming out over the weekend. And then as far as the S&P 500, we're going to have the 2025 S&P 500 as a download on the website. It's not up yet, but it will be very, very soon. Hey, AV. Hey, it was luck. Ugh, BA started taking off today. Will BA continue rally? Man, I feel bad for my guy. I have a friend. We're talking about whether or not he should exit these calls, which were out of the money. And my advice was, because they expire on Friday. You can't wait, especially with out of the money options. You never want to wait until day of expiration. No matter what you think is going to happen, it's a bad idea. This is also part of the reason why you should never trade out of the money options with SO meta analysis, because you'll be expecting this move. The move will come, but you were so far out of the money that it didn't even impact your options, and you'll end up losing them anyways. Even though you were right about the move and the timing of it, it's just you were too far out, you know. So, with that said, yeah, as far as Boeing is concerned, oops. Man, see, so I was expecting this move here, and it may be that it's happening now. Excuse me, I'm so sorry, guys. Let's see. Maybe it makes sense to get back in for my friend. I think yesterday was a rough day for a lot of people. Yeah, Boeing goes higher from here still, but for how long? Let's see. Pretty notably to the upside this week, or this coming week, I should say. So you might have a buy opportunity. You could probably close out of a long there on Tuesday next week. So if you were to hop back in, if you're watching, my friend, if you were to hop back into options with an expiration out like mid a week from this, from like okay, so not this coming Friday's expiration, but a week from that, 2 weeks out, right? You should have a safety net in case we're wrong about that, but you could probably get into a long position still and ride it a bit higher, or maybe wait in the midst of some price swings on Monday, get in and close it on Tuesday. I'm going to move this. So if you've got total access on our website, Sarah, for traders, then you've got access to this live updated Boeing chart. You saw these red ellipses as entries. We were looking for an exit here, but it looks like it's a little bit late. That doesn't mean that it's not taking place. It looks like it's just the exit's going to be on Tuesday most likely. Seems like it's a lot clearer today than it was yesterday. Also, has Apple hit a high for October already? Yeah, Apple's another one that I just happen to have been doing a September reading for. It's now something that we'll cover on a monthly access subscription. But as far as having a day-by-day for Apple, we won't have that until the December. It won't be reflected until the December readings, because November we're already like partially through that already before the changes were made. Hopefully that makes sense, guys. But we can take a look and see what's going on with Apple nonetheless. The 1 year was created June 27, 2023. Yikes. So the high for the question is the high in? The high is going to be within a period of erratic behavior back and forth through the same price level. So technically, the behavior that's going on here, the behavior that's going on right here is kind of like that erratic behavior back and forth. We've got a peak there. Why I said yikes is because the 2024 card for Apple on the multi-year is going to be the abundance card. It's also appearing here at a significant moment on the 1 year chart scale. We call that a cross-street congruency. I think that we probably still have a sharp drop ahead of us, and then we most likely see the same high. Let me see if I'm right about that. Within the month of October. No, we don't see the same high again. As is the high in for October. That's an affirmative. Do we see the high again in October? I think I asked that. Let's double check one more time. I got the same. For that answer the first time. I got a no with the Ace of Wands. I asked again. I got a no with the Princess of Wands. So if we do see that high again, then I would say significant opportunity to open up a short position. But because that was an interesting kind of no answer, it could be read more than one way to say the same thing. I would say if we don't have a high, which is more likely, we don't see the high again, it means that we should have gotten short at that peak. Either one of those will work. Can you guide on Netflix and NVDA next week? Will they open higher or lower on Monday? Oh, why is it? Weird. NVIDIA is another ticker that we cover by our monthly access subscription. What does that mean? It means that you get the full version of our monthly reading that we do, where we look at it by the day and give you the best trades for the month, as well as the timing of the highs and the lows to the day. Most likely we're right. We're not right all the time, but most of the time. Sometimes we get it wrong, you know. But we give you the best trades, and then you also get access to the live updated TradingView chart, as well as the Discord trade alerts to keep you on track with the stuff. All part of our monthly subscription, monthly access subscription on our website. Most popular subscription on our channel, or on our website, I should say. So we're looking at NVIDIA for next week. NVIDIA overall next week, a decline offering opportunity to open up a long position. Hermes, you're in my way, buddy. All right, so we open lower for NVIDIA, and it looks like the opportunity is probably Monday morning to open up a long position. I would open up a partial, and if we're lower on Tuesday, add to it. I think you probably close out of the long position the following week. So I might open up partials throughout the week if we go lower, so be very careful about not jumping fully into that. Do it a little bit at a time in case that decline is prolonged more than just a couple of days. And Netflix, that ticker is one that's covered by our total access pass, I should say. It's not a subscription, it's a one-time purchase for a year's access. Gets you the monthly access as well as access to all of our 1 years and all of our, we've got the altcoin sector picker, the altcoin ticker reading, or altcoin picker reading, and we've got the 2025 stock sector reading and all those readings coming out, the paid version of those all going to be kind of like more in depth about the ones that we isolate. That'll all be part of the total access subscription. All right, so for next week, this looks like it's probably still. Let's see what the cards got to say here. I got sideways rotation along key support on a multi-day scale, which it appears to be doing. Whoa. Thank you, Hermes. I love you too. So there's on Tuesday opportunity to close out of a long. We probably have some sort of drop on Wednesday or overnight into Thursday because there's a big move to the upside on Thursday, but I'm getting the sense that it's from a much lower price level. You might. So if you miss the opportunity to close out of a long on Tuesday, most likely opportunity again revisited on Wednesday within erratic behavior. No, it's not revisited. There's a sharp drop on Wednesday. Sharp drop on Wednesday. But remember, overall, it's going to be sideways behavior going on. For Apple, I have a YouTube short saying there should be a drop in October. 100% there should be. Where's Apple? Excuse me. Yeah, on like a 1 year chart scale. Pretty sharp drop. And it looks like it's probably from these price levels right here. We might, like I said, see a slightly higher one on Tuesday. So what you might want to do is be in like a partial, you might want to be in like a straddle, right? So you could close the long position on Tuesday, but if we're wrong about that and we have this sharp drop, you should still make money even with both legs open if we have a sharp drop without going to the upside first. So you have the straddle, right? If we go to the upside, you close the long. If we don't and we just have a sharp drop, you close the whole position for short. When you close the long, if we go to the upside, hold the short position, maybe even add to it a little bit if it's like significantly depreciated. Better to just buy a better strike price. Stay in at the money or in the money at all times when buying. And then when we drop, close the short position. You want expirations that are out past, like you want an expiration that's a week from this coming Friday. So 2 weeks out. 2 weeks from today, basically. You are quite welcome, AV. Thank you for all your help and support. And you're welcome too. It was luck. Thoughts on JD's short for next week? Oh, what am I doing? JD short. Did we look at that? I feel like we looked at that once already. We did. There you go. Oh, wow. This is so toppy right now. This is something, if you're in this and you got a significant gain, like who cares if you're leaving stuff on the table? You got to get out of that mentality that is scarcity mentality. Oh man, I missed out on gains. Dude, there's so many opportunities. Stop thinking that way. You're going to miss gains. Take a profit. It's a huge gain. Take a profit. So the question is, JD short for next week. From this price level. Yes, yeah, 100%. You could open up a short today. You're going to want to close it at like the end of the day on Monday or very first thing in the morning on Tuesday. If you've got a solid gain at the end of the day on Monday, don't wait for Tuesday. Get out of that mentality. Take the profit. The faster you are at taking profits, the more profits you will take. I swear, that's how it works. Get in that mentality. It took me forever to figure that out. I used to be like, oh man, I left some on the table. Damn, I was wrong. What do you mean? It was a profitable trade. Come on, you know? TIGR hit 20 this year? Or can... I hate those can questions, AV. You're going to get an automatic yes when you say can TIGR hit. So I'm going to ask for you what you mean to say is, will TIGR hit $20 this year? Right? Remember, the more concise and less ambiguous your question, the more clarity you get for the answer. TIGR, I'm pretty sure we got a chart for that as well. Oh, no, we don't. Interesting. Oh, and guys, if you're wondering, if you're new to like trading altogether, you don't know much about technical analysis, also something that we're going to cover in the Investor Profit University here in 2025. Why do I say toppy? So this indicator down here is what you call RSI. That's relative strength indicator. And what it's measuring is the level of overbought or oversold that a stock is, or I guess you could use it for cryptos too, right? The higher the number, the more overbought the stock is, meaning the more likely you are to see a reversal to the downside, because relative strength is like there's so much more to the have bought side than there is to the sold side, right? And it's vice versa. So the lower the number, the more oversold it is, making it more likely to reverse to the upside. This is severely oversold, or excuse me, severely overbought, which is why I say sell for a profit. Does that mean that it's not going higher? Not necessarily, but very likely you'll see a reversal first and then a move higher. This needs to come down, even if it hangs out at the top of RSI. This needs to come down at this point. That's where it's headed. Don't be surprised when you see it happen, because that's, I mean, yeah, that's how the indicator works. It's very reliable. Will it hit $20 this year? Yeah, I got a yes for that. Wow, that will be a significant move. And you could, that's the type of thing that could happen. You could have a pretty sharp drop off of oversold territory like this. This is on a each candlestick here is a day, guys. Look how flat it is. It just shot up like crazy. Likely, there's a reversal, even if it's not for long at this level. There's probably a bit of a reversal, and then maybe it goes higher a bit more, and then a reversal and it goes higher a bit more. But you'd want to be leaning towards the short side at this point and taking profits. Will it hit an all-time high in 2025? So that's roughly 108.24, right? Whoa, looking at this from like a month candlestick chart and looking at the behavior over the past several years, this is very likely going to be a huge move higher. Let me see. I got a no for all-time highs in 2025. Interesting. Do we see? We do see that price level, roughly 86.92. Remember, guys, never use price levels to the penny as your entry and exit when you're trading this as information. This is a very different way of trading. We're using the future to trade. We're not using the past. You're looking for timing for entry and chart behavior for entry and exit points, not exact price levels. That will hurt you. Look for ranges. If you're new to the channel, what I like to use are these ellipses. As a green ellipse indicating where I expect like some sort of peak or trough to form. And this is one of the charts that if you're a Total Access subscriber and you had questions, we would add the link to our Discord trade alerts. Right now, it's not something that we cover regularly, but in any case, that's what you would be looking for to exit within this range here somewhere. It's a bit wide, actually. And if you're new to the channel, this is Hermes. He likes to sit in my lap when I talk. Thinking about going long today on DEC, NTNX, and or SMR. Are any or all good plays? Long today? I didn't get anything really solid. It's a no for DEC, a no for SMR, and I got a yes for NTNX, but it wasn't really like an auspicious kind of card. It was the Hangman card, so I'd probably just avoid all three. So my friend had these options in Boeing. They were call options. We were looking for this move to the upside. They expired tomorrow. I learned the hard way many times, never wait for expiration day, especially if they're out of the money. This is why I suggested to roll them the expiration forward rather than sell, but I guess he sold. And the reason being, guys, is that we're right most of the time, but you still have to follow smart trading rules, right? You have to have self-discipline because we're not right all the time, and you will hurt yourself significantly if you trade like some moron who thinks, oh yeah, let's just do it, let's bet the house. Like, I mean, I must say it all the time, don't be that fool. All right, if we're right most of the time, what's the rush? You're gonna be right most of the time trading this stuff. Why rush it and like risk it all? You know, that's the smart way. That's the abundance mentality. All right, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, another one covered on our monthly access subscription. Boom. Okay, so the idea was to open up a partial long there, and then if we went lower today to add to it. So depending on where you opened your partial long yesterday, you may have added to it. Either way, you're in a long position when we're flying, and what we should see is this resistance level that we failed to break through many times before taking place on the 5th. Excuse me. That is that's a pretty smart place to exit. The long position is going to be on the 5th, probably midday. Somewhere within that price range, I would say exit. And with our Discord alerts, the entry was like here, especially if you're following along with the monthly. This is an example of what our monthly subscription covers. I look at it day by day chart behavior. The sequence of events remains accurate. The timing is usually right on point to the day. Sometimes it's off a day here or there. The sequence of events will still be accurate. And then occasionally I'm off on the highest high and the lowest low. It does happen. You know, there's human error too, but for the most part, we're pretty solid, guys. I have like a 95% win rate for trades as of I guess 2024's trades. Yeah. I just went over TIGR. Am I still expecting a sharp drop end of day on SPY? So there might be one, but I'm thinking that it's probably taking place over the weekend based on the fact that this, looking at it here, we've got lows here at the end of the day, but we have a resistance level we failed to break through many times before. We attempt to establish support at that resistance, right? Which is what's taking place here in the last few minutes. Come on, Siri. Why do you only do this when I'm on my lives? When I record, she never does this. This is a pretty strong cross-reading congruency, this cash out coin where it is, but on a one-day reading, what it's really indicating is the connection here. It's like saying, wait for this drop over the weekend, and this is a really strong cross-reading congruency, which is why it's circled, it's highlighted in a translucent blue. The light blue indicates things that are relationships between different time frames of overlapping time frame, right? Like the 10/7 reading and the October reading. Princess of Wands on the 7th, Princess of Wands on the 1 month, representing the card for the 7th, right? So that's what you call a cross-reading congruency, something that we talk a lot, we'll teach a lot more in depth about in the Investor Profit University this 2025, this year. It'll be our first class. So I don't think there is a drop here at the end of the day. I think it's going to be an attempt to establish support, and then the drop will be over the weekend. It's going to be a pretty solid rally out of the low, and then like a return back to lows. I wouldn't chase the decline when we have that move back down. Based on this ruin, it's saying don't chase that decline. Don't chase the rally, don't chase the decline. A lot of trading opportunity, closing out early in the day of short positions that were opened at this Princess of Swords, hopefully. I wasn't able to make that Discord trade alert because it's high holidays. I got so much going on, I just missed it. But with that said, anybody that's got the early access subscription, they already know about, like, you know, they've seen the trade. They've been looking at this trade and know what to do. So they got into a short here midday. Expectation to close out here. I would say don't worry, we're not closing out here. We're going to close out Monday morning on that trade. AV, I covered TIGR. Did you miss that? I mean, maybe the other possibility is come to think of it, it could be both things. It could be a low here at the very end of the day after this rally, a low at the end of the day and the low over the weekend, or it could just be talking about the low over the weekend. One of those two possibilities. So this is most likely going to turn sideways, but there is the alternate possibility that we continue into a low. Either way, if it's not there at the end of the day, it's going to be on the following trading day. Pretty solid on these readings, guys. This one, I mean, this was really solid. This was posted on our October readings are they're not even impressive. They're so we're so late with them. Like the second half of October is getting posted tonight. Normally it's out 30 days in advance. We just got so backed up, but this weekend is crunch time. I did I recorded 105 readings yesterday. Well, the first part, like the laying of the cards. I initiated, there's 3 stages, so I initiated 105 readings just yesterday. It was like a record for me. All right, guys. Oh, really? Okay, let's take a look at TIGR. You're right, I didn't look at this one. This is a similar thing. This could go a lot higher, but if you've got a solid gain in this, you'd be crazy not to take a profit here. Somebody who doesn't take a profit here, let's say they got in down here, they got this huge gain. Somebody who doesn't take a profit there, they're being greedy. And there's an expression in the business, unless it's like you're the only trade you're ever going to make in your life, right? And that puts it into scarcity mode. But if you're going to trade again and again, this is a silly thing to hold on to. Pigs get slaughtered is the expression. Bulls make money, bears make money, pigs get slaughtered. I think they should say sheep do too, or lambs. Because if you follow everybody else, that's another way to lose money. All right, so is this going to see an all-time high in 2025? Woo! Look at that move, guys. That's on a multi-year chart. On a multi-year chart scale, this could go higher, but you know, you're looking at only a few years worth of behavior to see how the RSI is handled. But we are topped off here. We might go higher based on the RSI. Let's see what the cards have to say for 2025. We're looking at an all-time high, which would be like up here around 3830-ish, 3840-ish, 3850-ish, somewhere right around there. Do we reach that price level in 2025? Or between now and the end of 2025? I got a no for that. Let's see how high we do go, though. Well, let's see what the overall trend is for TIGR in 2025. Out of a decline, big move from the bottom of a range to the top of a range. So we still have a pretty significant, like the remainder of 2024 looks like decline into 2025. And then there's a big move from the bottom of a range to the top of a range. So let's see what the top of the range really is here. Boom. Somewhere around 2560. Let's go with this to be safe. Ooh, this one's a little unclear. We might go up to here in 2025, but it's a little unclear. You might want to ask me the question another day. It might come through clear. There's too much static going on, so the answer became unclear. Unfortunately, it happens sometimes. You can't get distracted when you're looking for the right answer, psychically speaking. So you guys understand, the first thought is always the right one. That's why they say in like the SATs, don't change your answers, go with your first thought. There's a reason why. The subconscious already knows the truth. It's the conscious mind that has to play catch up and realize it's a fifth dimensional entity. Last cue, how does snow do Monday and Tuesday? I'm going to roll after this question. Guys, this is a regular scheduled time. If you're just joining us and you're new to the channel, we do this every Friday between 3 and 4 p.m. Eastern Time. We're also live 3 and 4 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesdays. And 6 days a week, we're on live for an hour. Basically Sunday through Friday, although we're actually going to be on live 8 p.m. tomorrow night rather than Sunday this week because of the holiday stuff that's going on with my family. All right, snow. Mondays, we also do regular scheduled 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., as well as Thursdays, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., although that one's I miss quite frequently. And then Wednesdays, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m., usually Sundays, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. So the next 2 days for snow. So significantly to the upside overall for next week. And it looks like there's a big move to the upside on Monday with a cash out opportunity on Tuesday, like a lot of these other readings. Do we open higher or lower on Monday? Let's see. I got higher on Monday. We opened higher on Monday. Should you open up a long here? I gotta know, don't open up a long here. Interesting. So I might avoid, even though it looks like we're going higher. But if you're in a long position, I would say you're looking for Tuesday to exit. All right, my friends, with that said, I'm gonna roll. Thank you all so much for joining our regularly scheduled Sunday 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time that we're regularly scheduled. We will not have it on Sunday this weekend. It will be it'll be tomorrow, Saturday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then next week we'll resume at that normal time on Sundays. So I'll see you guys then. Much love and appreciation. Blessings to all my angel investors. Have a great weekend. And